Hey guys, Dr. Sabertooth here, and today I wanted to discuss something I've been thinking about for the past while now. But first, let me just say, I did not plan this to be my first major scripted video that wasn't about Sonic. Originally, it was going to be a Chucky video, but that has basically inevitably been put on hold until I get the time to rewrite the entire script. And after that, I was gonna have this big video where I rank every episode of regular show. Now that's not saying I won't make those videos. In fact, I'm still working on the script of the regular show video, but I don't expect that to come out for a while. So, in the meantime, I thought I would discuss this topic. Now, let me be clear. This video is not me saying I hate Minecraft. In fact, I have the complete opposite opinion. I'm not critical of it because I hate it. It's just that I want to see it be better. If you follow me on Twitter, you'll see I often post similarly styled stuff about Sonic, and I do it for the exact same reason that this video exists. And don't take me criticizing this game as me thinking other people who like it are stupid for liking it. I just want to lay out why I personally think that over the course of time, this game has become seriously dull to play. For the past few months, I haven't even touched Minecraft, and this is because of one major issue with this game that I think affects the entire experience as a whole, and that major issue being there isn't much to do for someone who's been playing the game as long as I have. Now, what do I mean by such a bold accusation? Well, let me lay it all out for you. Back in the early days of Minecraft, it was really fun when you were just incentivized to explore this big open world and discover new areas, and after a while, it got old pretty quickly, because there wasn't much to do. And so they added new stuff like new biomes, new mobs, villages, temples with loot in them. And one of the major things that kept people invested were the fact that these updates were pretty frequent. Like, not like every day, but they'd come every few weeks. And even when they would take a while, they would be pretty major updates that would affect the game in huge ways. Now cut to today, where pretty much every single survival playthrough consists of spawn in, punch a tree, make tools, find a village and or cave, get decent loot pretty early because of how easy it is to find the loot, build tools with said loot, go to the nether, find a fortress, get the loot there, leave and kill endermen, find a stronghold, go to the end, beat the game. And that's like pretty much it. And before you say stuff like, well, you don't have to do that every time, I could agree with you on this, except for the fact that pretty much every single thing you do in this game leads up to fighting the Ender Dragon. And after you've done that, you have nothing besides fighting the Wither, which only gives you a Nether Star, and that's pretty much it. And sure, a beacon can be pretty useful, but what's the point of getting all of this loot and all of these things to use them on enemies that basically do nothing but mildly inconvenience you when you're at that point in the game? Now, I could absolutely forgive all this if there was more to do after killing the Ender Dragon, because when you've done that, you've pretty much done everything you can do. Finding new areas isn't as impactful when you can't do anything with it. And don't even get me started on the end cities, because guess what? When you've pretty much beaten the game, getting powerful tools and armors and an elytra is pretty goddamn useless when all it's good for is exploring a world that doesn't need exploring, because what's the point of finding new loot if all you have to fight are weak enemies or refighting the same two bosses over and over again like it's some Sisyphean nightmare where you just redo the same goddamn shit, collect more loot, fight the same two bosses over and over again, just to find more loot to fight the same two bosses over and over again, and you pretty much repeat that until you pretty much rotted your brain doing nothing but killing the same two goddamn bosses over and over again. Okay, I'm sorry, that was, I don't know, I'm sorry for that little tangent. I'll calm down a bit here. That just got really out of hand. I'm very sorry for that. Alright, but you want to know how they could easily fix this? It's a very tiny, simple thing called updating your fucking game more frequently. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll try not to have another outburst like that again. I know Mojang have been updating the game, but it takes around a year or a year and a half to get one update, and even then, all the updates really do is make you say, oh, that's pretty cool, and then you just move on, because most of the updates just do the same old thing of helping to contribute beating the Ender Dragon. Let's look at something like the Village update. With the new update, villagers now have a set trade instead of relying on RNG. Now what I mean by this is that before the update, you could have a chance at getting the worst, most rigged trades imaginable, or the most OP, most exploitable trades. There was really no, in between. It was just randomly generated of what items you could and couldn't get. Now, removing this and having each villager have a set number of trades seems like a good idea, but the major problem is that now when you walk into a village, you instantly know what kind of stuff you're going to get from the villagers, and so it just loses all fun of the gamble aspect. Or, let's take a look at the Caves and Cliffs update. This update seemed like it was going to be this major thing that would change the game forever, but in reality, Mojang pretty much said, we made it 1,000 times easier to get materials, meaning you can find stacks and stacks of diamonds before you even get to the nether. I'm not even exaggerating, this is something I've encountered on multiple survival worlds while playing on the new caves. Now, I know the full update isn't out yet, but what's going to change that wouldn't mean overhauling the entire fucking game by just adding a few blocks in a mob? But you want to know what the worst part about this is? Is that there's another game that pretty much does all of this and has been around just as long as Minecraft, but still feels refreshing to play even today. Released in 2011, Terraria aimed to be another survival crafting game, but the main thing making this one distinct is specifically the fact that it was in 2D. Now immediately, this was called a clone of Minecraft, no different to something like Discover Plus or Castle Miner, meaning this game had pretty much no chance when it first came out, but then people actually started to play it, and you know what? It's fucking phenomenal. And one of the major aspects of the game that makes it so fun is the fact that it's one of those easy to control, difficult to master type games. But the main thing that makes this game so great is how replayable it is. And that's because there is just so much to do. And when I say there's so much to do, I don't mean like there's one main objective with a bunch of side shit that only leads to beating the main game. Unlike a certain game I've been talking about, I mean there is tons of things to do. You could spend hours and hours gathering materials to craft a full set of gear, but while you do that, you could discover the shit tons of different dungeons and secrets this game has, and even find a whole new set of stuff that may be even better than what you were going to make. And the best part is not one armor set is objectively better than another, because there's just so many types of armor and tools you can make that it basically becomes impossible to definitively say one's better than another. Now that's not to say wood armor is as good as meteorite armor, but you get my point. On top of that, in something like Minecraft, there's only like 5 armor and tool sets, and they're so unbalanced that basically every playthrough you will always have diamond or netherite. However, in this game, I myself, in this save file, I have armor that probably wouldn't even crack a tier list, but I still feel powerful in it. And that's one of the major aspects I like about this game. It makes you feel like an all-powerful godlike warrior without being too easy of a game. Because in this game, you die a lot. And why am I sucking this game off like it's one of the greatest games ever? Well, I personally don't consider it one of my favorites, so it's not that reason. What I'm basically trying to illustrate here is that this is what Minecraft should try to be more like. Because with this game, every playthrough feels like a brand new experience because of just how much there is to do. And I feel like if Minecraft had even close to the amount of content Terraria had, then I would play it a whole lot more. But for now, I guess I'll just stick to playing the game as it is. But something that definitely keeps me into Minecraft is the multiplayer. Think about it. Multiplayer Let's Plays and videos with just a bunch of people recording Minecraft is what got it off the ground, and is probably what kept it alive with player-created maps and mods, and in turn, people online playing those maps and mods, and thus keeping the game alive. Because, let's be honest, if you were to say this was one of the biggest video games in history, then I just straight up wouldn't get it, because like I've been saying throughout this video, this game gets old pretty goddamn fast, but its multiplayer is what mostly keeps me in, and sometimes, after long breaks, I'll occasionally do a quick single-player survival world, or even pop into one of my many creative mode worlds. Now, Terraria is fantastic, but I definitely have way more fun playing multiplayer Minecraft over it any day of the fucking week. However, when it comes to single player, Terraria definitely blows Minecraft just completely out of the water. But you want to know the one thing Minecraft has that Terraria doesn't?
Yay! Sonic! I fucking love Sonic. It's good to...
Now, with all joking aside, let me just reiterate one more time. I don't hate Minecraft. I just want to see it get better. Because, as of right now, I just think that the game has seriously become dull, and I just want to see it be improved. And when I see other games that have been around just as long be even more replayable, it's kind of sad, you know? When a multi-billion-dollar company like Mojang, with the power of Microsoft behind it, can barely pump out like an update every like year or two, it's just really sad, you know? So I hope that eventually Minecraft will see some improvements, maybe adding a few more bosses, some new items. I feel like all of this would just really help spice up the game, and who knows, maybe it will make it even more popular with more players coming back with all of this new content. But more than likely that's not going to happen, because they would rather focus on updating individual bits of the game that don't really contribute to much than changing the entire game with one major update. Anyways, I hope you guys liked this video, and let me know if you want more of these kinds of videos where I just rant about stuff, because I actually wouldn't mind doing another one of these kinds of videos. So yeah, who knows what I'll end up doing, but yeah, be on the lookout for whatever kinds of stuff I decide to make in the future, and yeah, see ya.